you want to grab something cold to drink out of the cooler before you sit down. I'd like to thank everyone for taking time to come out today. My name is Cindy Polite. You all know me on a first name basis because you're afraid to say my last name. So it's Polite. I have the privilege of doing some marketing communications for Woodland Place Apartments, which is about to be behind us. So again, thank you for coming today. If you need my business card, Eric has it or Crystal has it. I'm going to have to leave a little bit before we quite finish. So I'll have pictures for you. If anyone wants any of those, I'll send links. So, and right now we're going to introduce some people that have made this project happen. And first up is Mr. Todd Thompson, who's the president and CEO of the Greater Pensacola Chamber.
Thank you. And I can't take any credit for for this happening, but I can say that I'm really excited about this because we've been talking this morning about the need for affordable housing in our community. It's something I hear about literally every day, talking to business owners, talking to people who are looking for housing. This is just such an important thing that we need to be able to address. And we are working on that at the Chamber, but to have the private sector step up and do this is just very exciting. And that, it's really going to be the private sector, in my opinion, that's going to lead the way and provide the solutions that we need for affordable housing in our community. So I just want to say congratulations, welcome. We're very excited. We're going to help get the word out as much as we can. And we're just very excited for today. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Todd. Next up, we're going to hear from Eric Sawyer, who is the principal of Sweet Bay Properties. Eric.
Well, I can't tell you how much I am excited about being here. And I'll let the summary of how we got here explain my excitement. On August 9, 2019, I got an email from a broker agent that we've worked with and have had a relationship. This gentleman, Scott Jacobs, right there. Just wave your hand, Scott. and Scott told me about a piece of property that he thought would be an excellent location for a multifamily project. And I emailed Scott back after he showed me a picture of the site, and I said, I'd like to go and see the site, Scott. Can we do it on Tuesday? And so we did. We came over. I think the date was August 12th, August 13th. And after that meeting, walking the site, I made a couple of calls to Goodwin Mills Cahu Architects and said, approximately how many units can I get on that site? and shared with them that we wanted to do an affordable project. We wanted the units to have about 1,000 square foot each. And we really want to create an efficient, good, safe environment for affordable housing. So they came back with, we can get an additional 156 units on 2 floors on this site. This happens to be a roughly an 11-acre site. So the wheels went into motion. Prim and Mary Investments, Prem Rabindra and Dr. Prem Rabindra and Dr. Mary Zaki, formed an investment real estate company and began to acquire property in the Pensacola area approximately 5 years ago. So this property is not a new venture for them in Pensacola. It's a continuation of their interest in investing in what we consider to be one of the most vibrant and active communities in the country. And so after sharing information, prospectus, and really working on it over about a 3-4 month period, the go was given. We actually had planned a groundbreaking on May 5th, 2020. And we're really excited about that date. Little did we know that a little bitty virus called COVID would push us back approximately 22 months. And then during that time, we saw a lot of projects and businesses, bite the dust. And still, those many projects around the country are still trying to get going. But we thought that the power of providing affordable housing and our own might of developing a project that we felt was very viable and continue to talk to our lender, our financing partners at Service First Bank. Ultimately, we got here. And we're so excited about going vertical and developing these properties and making these units available over the next 12 to 16 months. So a little bit about the property and the project. There are 10 townhome units there that are approximately 1,400 square feet, and we have 156 two-bedroom, two-bath units. The total value of the project in terms of the financial investment is roughly $35 million. And over the next 3 years, this project will be completed. Its entire focus will be on affordable housing. And what we mean by affordable housing is this. I want to share just briefly some interesting statistics with you. You know, the average police officer in this community makes $52,000 a year. The average teacher in this community makes $48,000 a year. The average sanitation worker in this community makes between $16 an hour and $20 an hour, which puts their salary roughly around $37,000 to about $41,000 annually. And the average nurse in the community at start for the first 5 years of a nurse's career is roughly about $42,000. And after 5 years to 10, it gets up to roughly $60,000. Well, Pensacola and the whole panhandle of Florida had the highest increase in rent over the last 16, 18 months. It's roughly 30 to 35% over what that rent rate was in 2020. At that current rate of increase, what that means is that residents in the Panhandle community will have to spend anywhere from, on the low side, 40 to 45% of their annual income on rent, upwards to 60% of their income on housing. And I don't have to tell you what the price of food is, the price of gas, and the whole, what it takes to live here in the community. But that's not sustainable. So what we have to do in terms of building and may say sustaining a good community is we have to help and support that workforce, because that workforce is the foundation of this community. That workforce is the building block of this community. I can't tell you, and you can just imagine what kind of community if sanitation workers decide to go on strike for a week. Yeah. Or they decide to move elsewhere where there might, or do something else. So from our perspective, providing good housing, providing affordable housing, working the numbers, being efficient, and figuring out the best way to build a product and deliver a product that at best will help those citizens rent property, rent a home, as close as possible to no more than 1/3 of their income. That is our objective. Now, doing that in partnership with the Pensacola Housing Department, providing subsidies through the Housing choice voucher program and other types of subsidies only allows us to expand the type of housing that we can provide and supports those individuals who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford good, solid housing. Those are our goals as a company. Primary Investments shares that vision and believes it's good business for them, and we're so excited about that. And because of all of those goals, investments, and objectives, it enabled us to assemble what we think is a fantastic team that will help us build the most efficient project and property. And now I want to introduce our team to you. I've already introduced Scott Jacobs, who helped us find this property, GMC Architects, who helped us design it, McKim and Crete, the engineers who helped put in the infrastructure and marshal us through the approval process with Escambia County. And I've acknowledged EMJ Architects. Where is David McCallan? There's David. His company has to build it. And a little bit about EMJ Construction. EMJ Construction happens to be among the top 50 multifamily builders in the United States, with current construction work in progress annually of about $1 billion. So those guys know what they're doing, and they've been helping us to drive and engineer the property and make it more efficient and have cost savings through the building process. I want to introduce you to the Sweet Bay team. You've met Cindy. She's still back there. Then there he is, Charles. Charles is our CFO, and Charles is the accounting and financial manager. There's Adam, who, wave your hand, Adam. Adam is one of our maintenance and property managers. And then my personal mini-me, at Florida State. I get to embarrass him every now and then because he's my son, the tall fella that's running around. And that is essentially our team here. So having introduced the team, share with you about the property, the projects, again, I'm very, very happy to be a part of it. Sweet Bay Properties expects to continue to have a long and prosperous relationship with Primary Investments. And with no further ado, I'm going to introduce Dr. Prem Ravindra, who is the principal of Primary Investments.
Thanks, Eric. I'd like to say what all he just said, with all those numbers and everything else, and been pretty impressed from the first get-go. And this whole thing has pretty much been Eric's brainchild here, really. So we have to give him credit for that. The numbers sounded fantastic, and granted, they've changed a few times since 2019, but we're working through all those things. So I'm Prem Ravindra, a physician, wife Mary, who's not just sitting there looking pretty, but she's also a physician. We're from Wisconsin. A few years ago, I'd say maybe 10, 15 years ago, we bought some property in Florida, elsewhere in the Orlando area. My parents now live there. And I remember when we'd come down there, from Wisconsin, usually in the winter. So we'd go outside and breathe fresh air and go for a run. I'd noticed all these places up for sale. I was just talking about this earlier. Probably around the 2008-9 range when the housing market crashed. And kind of like the Robert Kiyosaki book, we'd look at all these places and kind of dream about maybe owning some of these. So like I said, we had bought some real estate, and things looked good when the market, started to come back, and Florida kind of emerged, nicely from the crash. A lot of cities in Florida have been listed as some of the best cities to buy real estate and, for investment. In this market, the number of available jobs is rising. It's rising higher than national average. Most people are moving to Florida from other parts of the country than any other state. We all know that. Many people look to settle in Florida because of its economy, but it's also because there's no state tax, right? Yeah. It's a growing job market, low cost of living. The state has a strong economy, a growing population, and the housing market it makes the Pensacola area specifically very attractive for investment as well. So with further research, when we found shortage of affordable workforce housing in the Pensacola area, as Eric mentioned, it seemed obvious right choice to make an investment in the area. I'm happy with that the addition, in addition to a sound personal investment. I'm sorry, reading a couple of notes. It's not what I do every day, this stuff. So, the Woodland Place Apartments will also be an investment in the future of this community. As doctors, Mary and I could not do our jobs without people like the nurses, the medical technicians, first responders, and other hospital employees like maintenance, etc. We understand the need for affordable housing for these people who serve as foundation for a thriving community. And so we're very excited to be a part of this whole thing. Like I said, it's been a little bit of a long journey in the sense of all the, preparation, getting here, all the iterations of the various contracts, et cetera, numbers and things. And notwithstanding, pandemic issues and economy issues, inflation issues, and now geopolitical issues, we're finally here. And so this is very exciting. So thank you all for coming, and can't wait to see the structures go up. Thanks.
Okay, I guess now is time to actually break ground. So I'm going to ask some of the chamber folks maybe to come up and show me how this is done, because this is my first time.
Who do you want holding shovels?
Shovels. Mr. Todd here. Okay. Okay. Yes, put hard hat on. We're gonna send anybody here. Yeah.
You want me to shovel?
Huh? Yeah, I want you to shovel.
You're good. Go wherever you need to go.
Take a few still shots. Is everybody smiling? There we go. Wonderful. Both of you have gotten all the pictures that you prepared. Now, everybody take a little bit of dirt and put it on your shovel. More smiles. Lift up your shovel. All right, then on three, we're going to throw the dirt. Right back on the shovel. Or right back on the... Just like a nice little pause. Yeah. All right, ready? Everybody, photographers are all ready? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Oh no, I'm good. I just wanted to take a picture of this.